Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 12 Volt News, high level talk, whatever you want to call it. It's us. We're here. We're back. But before we get into today's top stories of fun, excitement, and action and adventure, and just, oh my God moments, weather.
Wow.
Mr. Weatherman.
Well, the weather now is 79. The high is going to be 120 degrees.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like, but it's going to be 91.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
93.
There you go.
I mean, either way, it's 90
With
something.
a 50% of rain.
I did have the 50% chance of rain. I'm looking forward to the 50% chance of rain.
Yesterday was raining crazy.
You know, it was actually kind of funny because I left. We left here.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get out of here because I had to go pick up Haley's birthday cake.
Yeah.
And she always wants a cookie cake, so I ordered a cookie cake. Yay! She's 25. I know.
Dude.
I know. I feel so old. Anyways, she just keeps making me older. Totally sucks. So I went to the mall to get the cake.
Yep.
And it was pouring. Not like monsoon pouring, just raining.
Yeah.
You know, like more so than I really wanted it to. And I was like, oh, do I run? I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just casually walked through the rain, got soaked. Of course, my windshield was, I had to.
Yep.
And went in soaking wet, got my cake, came back out. It had stopped raining, typical Florida style, which was nice. And then I went to CVS, got some wrapping paper. It started raining again, which was great. Then it poured last night. Like, it was great.
Crazy.
While we were doing the hi-fi show, it was just like pouring outside.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fun. Welcome to Florida.
That's right.
So, it was good. We have not had the rain that South Florida has had, which is great because this has just like literally been normal rain.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, yes, it has not been raining crazy here. Well, let's go through the comments here. Dave checking in. Springfield 72 with a high of 81. That sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Jody, morning, gents. Northern Indiana checking in at 71 with a high of 86. 50, partly cloudy in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, I feel that's like every day.
Very nice.
It's kind of nice. Good morning, San Diego, 58 and sunny with a high of 73. That sounds spectacular. 73 with a high of 90. Morning, 50, partly cloudy, high of 63. There again, Pacific Northwest.
Very good.
Real news is what they call. They can't tell us. Yeah, that's true. North Carolina checking in at 72 with a high of 92. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fellas.
What up?
What's going on? Have you have that grass cut? I hate cutting grass. That's why I pay somebody else to do it. I think that's just like best part of Friday morning, hands down. Would have to agree. Howdy from Chicago.
Thank you, man.
Weather today, cloudy with a chance of weed.
Yeah.
There you go. Sunny, and I am late for work.
Oh.
That's every day of my life. Sup, guys? Been raining like a lot in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, you guys, what's up, Mel?
What up, man?
What are you doing in Fort Lauderdale?
I know.
76 clear, 90s in the car audio capital, Fort Worth, Texas. 63 and raining here in Vermont. I mean, there's a shocker.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Chris Vera checking in. What's up?
What up?
Hey, I'm running sprinklers now. No rain in sight. Stay hydrated. I can see that. Yeah, we got plenty. Good morning, guys.
What
Good morning,
up,
Tim. Had a pour down here Thursday night, East Tennessee.
There you go.
I mean, we're all going to get rain, hopefully. Sean is in Pennsylvania, checking at 72. I'm sure he'll be home here soon.
Yep.
Next week's high is 96. The heat index is over 100. Yeah. I mean, it's that time of the year again, 72 in Chicago.
Very good.
Let's see. Bowling Green, Kentucky, high of 89, sunny today, with a hot reunion with a hot rod reunion this weekend. Oh,
very
nice. Fun. I mean, it won't be, but it will be.
Yeah.
You know, the heat sucks. The
I
thought of
can't
walking
stand it.
around outside and looking at cars right now, I don't know why people want it. I mean, I get why people do it up there because it snows and you really can't do it in the wintertime. But here, there should be no car shows from like June till November.
Yeah,
maybe late October.
Yeah, no.
But other than that, no. Pete's Dave, cutting my grass is my favorite part of the week.
There you go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do understand the therapeutic side of cutting the grass, like the disconnect, the brain can drift, put on your music, just kind of let the week fly by. But I only have so many hours. I'd rather be doing something else was always my thing.
For sure.
CE Outlook checking in at 73 in Connecticut.
There you go.
And for those of you that don't know, not that button, this button. I'm going to figure it out here one day. The news that we're about ready to bestow upon you is brought to us by the fine folks at CE Outlook, where we go and we steal all the news that they have that we feel is relevant for you guys. There is, however, some stories that we don't cover just because not for you guys, not that interesting. But if you'd like to know what they are to form your own opinions, we have links in the show notes. And of course, you can head over to CE Outlook and you can keep up to date. That's all I got. So thank you, CE Outlook, for. Did you say hi to her this weekend?
Yeah.
This past weekend?
Oh no, I didn't see her.
You didn't see her?
No.
Yeah, she was running around. I got to talk to her for about 5 minutes. She goes, "You didn't do News Friday, did you?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Okay, good." I was out of town. I was like, "It's okay. It's okay."
No, I didn't see her.
Doesn't mean I have to like it. Yeah, exactly. Hey, from Boston. Boston. What's up from Boston? Yeah, there you go. LOL. So we got news. We got so much news. We don't have a lot of news, but we have important news that you guys are gonna like. So let's just get right to it because hey, this one is what I kind of was like, oh, this is interesting. So Orion announces return of original engineer. I got excited. I don't know why, because nowadays it's almost like, you know, these companies do this just as I mean, he might be doing actual work, but the biggest complaint I have, and I know this is going to be kind of funny, is that the 12-volt industry is really age heavy. Now, as someone who's aging, and clearly he's got more white hair than I does, there's a lot of 60-plus-year-olds that are hitting the almost 70 mark.
Yeah. And
kind of like this country, I feel that's too old to be running these things. Now, don't get in mind, there's a mountain of information that's available to them. But a lot of these guys have been out of touch for a really long time, or they're just going through the motions because they're collecting a paycheck and they just want to get out. Now, I don't know. That has nothing to do with this story. I was really excited for this because, hey, if there's an opportunity to one of my favorite brands come out with some cool stuff that I might want to check out, then I'm all for it. So for those of you guys that are super Orion fans and knew the names of all the people from back in the day, which I am not, we are going to get hold on, probably not. Mark Busser, Mark Busser, Vice President of Engineering. For those of you that are more fans and not necessarily name people, he's the person responsible for the NT line of Orion products back in the day. The original stuff. Those were pretty amplifiers. We carried, there was a red in like, it was a marble paint job. So there was a red and there was a purple, and I think there was maybe a silver. It just kind of, they had subwoofers and all that other fun stuff. So it'll be neat to see what comes from this, because Orion, of course, is not the company it once was. They're different. Right. They've gone in a different direction. It's changed hands many times since back in the Sam Taylor days. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if what we get. If anything, at least we get a cool shirt. Like, that would be neat. I would love for some of that old nostalgic era type stuff to come back. There again, it's old guy in me. New guys, they don't have that connection. You know, it's not there. You know, they're forming their connections with their brands right now. You know, you got, you know, like I feel in like the flip side of this 20 years from now, which hopefully I won't care anything about this. But okay, so you know, they'll be going like, bro, cool. Remember that Down for Sound? You got that JP5 channel, that JP75, right. Bro, that was the dope thing. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is like, for example, like XTR 2250, right?
Yeah.
It was cool because,
well, that was even later because the original was an SX.
Okay, so what was cool about that? There
was, what do you mean? It was a small time, man.
Okay.
There wasn't this much car audio.
So that was nothing available.
there was no DSP. There was the EQs were EQs.
Right.
You know, so it was just a different time. You know,
Okay.
it was early on in this evolution of car audio. It is just I mean, dude, think of it this way: if you go back 20 years, if you go back 25 years, go back 30 years.
My God.
Look at this piece of crap car we have here in the install
I
bay.
was not even born. Just kidding.
Yeah, you were. But okay, go back 20 years and look at the cars that existed 20 years ago compared to the cars that exist now.
For sure.
Lots of things have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, the thought of putting an amplifier that's this big that has 8 channels and DSP and can do magical stuff, like that thought didn't occur to us. Like it wasn't there. We were hoping because putting these surfboards in cars sucked, but we also had more room back then. Yeah. So there again, the thought process of 20, 30 years ago is different than the thought process now.
Right.
But there again, this is somebody that was involved in that.
So bringing that engineer to design a new amplifier, basically.
Is he gonna? Yeah, but that's my point, though. How in touch? There again, I don't know his story. Right. How in touch has he been with amplifier technology over the last 20 years?
Right.
Because amplifier technology though has not changed a ton. It has changed a ton. Mm-hmm. The technologies that we have available to us now, and of course the components we have available to us now that allow us to make these smaller footprint amplifiers and do this amazing stuff didn't exist back then.
Right.
So, has he been in touch, or is he just going to make like the coolest amplifier you could make in 1990?
Right. Like just the same amplifier.
He goes into his drawer and goes,
yeah,
here's the original schematic for the NT amplifier.
Right.
Go ahead and make one of those. We'll just modernize it. I don't know. I mean, there again, he could have been in the working for other manufacturers, balls deep into the amplifier design, and he might have the most cutting edge design in his head that he's going to come out with. I don't know. I see some of these companies, these retro brand companies that are just coming out with stuff to come out with stuff, and it's like, which like Hyphonics is a prime example of that. And that whole group of it's like they just keep pushing stuff out that it's they need a name to put on it. Hiring this nostalgic guy to come back, and I don't know what is he actually going to do.
But that's my question. What
I don't know.
He's going to bring the old technology that he put on into those amplifiers and incorporate that technology that he has, that idea, into a new amplifier that is a smaller with some form of a DSP or something like that, Well,
then you'd have to be a DSP engineer, an acoustical engineer.
Multiple engineers, right?
Yeah. Well, so I don't know. Well, I mean, only time will tell.
Right.
I'm assuming in the next, okay. So if we get something in the next 90 days, chances are good. No. If we get something in another 18 months, chances are good. Yes. Because we know the life cycle and how long it takes to develop stuff.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see. In new product news, Kenwood introduces new decks and in-dash cameras. We actually have one of the in-dash cameras sitting on the shelf over there. We're going to be doing some work on that soon, maybe. Just depends. We're going through the motions right now. But we did get to see this radio yesterday because our good friend Josh was in here. And Pizza Dave hit it. Nostalgia is a moneymaker, 100%. Only if the people that are nostalgic for it have money. That's always the key, because you can make the most nostalgic thing in the world, but no one really cares. The Zeus. Yeah.
Now, if you have a Tesla, you're not going to put it in the Tesla.
No, and there again, my guess is if you own a Tesla, you're probably not that nostalgic about stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Tesla owner.
Yeah.
So, bring back the original HCCA. Don't bring back the original HCCA. It won't even work in a modern car, man. The power fluctuations on the charging system, you'd blow that amplifier up in a minute. Okay, so anyways, Kenwood introduces this new deck right here. It comes in 2 models. It comes in the 4710S, and then you also have the 40S. It seems like the difference between the two is the 40S is going to be limited edition, meaning it's going to be independent retailers more than likely, and it's going to have a 3.5 volt output. This is going to have a 2.5 volt output. But more to the point, this is going to be a new L chassis radio with an extended front piece. Last year, or the year before, they introduced the new 709, which immediately took criticism because the face is smashed up against the back panel there, and you could have put, there was like no dash kits that it actually worked in. Some of the new radios coming from other manufacturers are going to have that this year, Pioneer, that we saw, and that's they're going to face criticism immediately because they're, again, with these guys copying other people's stuff, meaning, oh, it worked for them, we can do it too, not realizing the internal turmoil that was going on because they don't ask. Yeah, that's going to suck for those guys because it was, we literally didn't sell the radios just because you couldn't mount them in anything and they suck. So coming out with this radio, we have a much farther out screen, which is great. It's 1/4 of an inch, means it'll work on all the dash kits. Now, you're looking at it going, wow, that is really short chassis. What am I going to screw this into? All right, here's the cool thing about this, which once we get our hands on it, we'll do a full video review. There's actually a top cage that comes mounted to it. So it's a full height, double DIN, short chassis radio. So you have upper screws and lower screws like you currently do now built into the radio. That's so that you can reinforce that top screen. But the reason why it looks like this is because there's a whole bunch of new kits that use L chassis mounts for like Toyotas and stuff like that, that you require a radio that has this frame to it. So those will now, up until this point, Alpine has been the only manufacturer you could put in those kits. So this will expand the options available to us to sell into like a new Toyota or something like that, or a new Honda that has that weird floating screen. Metro making the dash kits for those. Metro is making the dash kits for those. What'd you think of this thing yesterday? I mean, obviously, we just got to hold it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
One of the other nice things about this radio is a lot of these cheaper radios have a single subwoofer output, which immediately makes people use a Y jack. This, when constructed, they did put a dual subwoofer output on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Freaked Fernando out because they're like not next to one another. They're like, oh, we have a hole here, so it's odd. But they thought it was important enough to put on it. It's just a dual mono design output, so you don't have to use a Y jack.
And this one actually has the original. They go back to the regular harness.
Yes, as he was his wonder if it'll have. No, it will not.
Nope.
It does not. It is not the original Kenwood harness. It is a new harness.
Yeah.
But yes, it uses a standard harness and not, because there again, it's a much smaller unit. They don't have room on the back to put that. Well, I mean, they might be, but they didn't want to, because that was also one of the big complaints.
Yeah.
Was we don't want that universal European crap on the back of it. So yeah, it's got a nice regular plug on the back. The back is also, you can see from the image, is black. So the heat sink on the back is all this black heat sink. Doesn't mean anything. It's just weird because I don't recall ever seeing a radio that has a black heat sink on it. But either way, this will be the new one of the new Kenwoods. They'll look normal. They also have a full Kenwood OS on it. It's not just something that kind of looks like a Kenwood OS. They've designed it, so now it should be normal. Yeah. We didn't get a chance to power it up. Like I said, we should have one in the next couple weeks, and we're going to do a full unboxing review and install it, because why not? I mean, it sounds like a good thing to do. Moving on. Now, I didn't get a chance to talk to these guys, truly.
Yeah.
You did. Did you hear it?
I hear it.
Did you go into the booth?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. It's weird, how that box in the bottom, the UC next to the.
This is the woofer for those of you guys.
Woofer,
so
yes.
We talked about this little shallow mount, just so you guys have an idea of what we were talking about. Anyways, going back to that.
So that subwoofer, it's a CO box. The subwoofer is a CO box. When they put it in the bottom subwoofer, it becomes a bandpass subwoofer, and it sounds really nice,
But you're in a 3 foot by 3 foot phone booth.
Yes.
So the deal with this is a wireless Bluetooth subwoofer.
Yes. Yeah.
It has a battery built into it that you can plug into a cigarette lighter and charge. So this is that thing that you guys have all been asking for. I just wish I had a sub that was Bluetooth and I didn't have to run powers for.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna be like $2,000.
I don't know.
Because I mean the woofer is $1,500.
Yeah.
So I mean this is not going to be cheap at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
In the booth sounds nice, What I like is the design of the boxes that start coming out. They have one that is like bandpass, the same thing. You can see the subwoofer.
So I did see the bandpass box.
Yeah.
The problem with the bandpass box is it's huge. Like I could literally put a normal $100 10-inch subwoofer in that bandpass enclosure, because Alpine did it for years. It was $199, and it take up the same amount of room. So I thought the whole purpose of this shallow woofer was that I could put it in unusually small enclosures. And when I saw that bandpass box, I was like, why would I do that? Like the P300 is smaller than their bandpass box.
Yes, it is.
And I'm pretty sure probably puts out more bass.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This thing, I'm not gonna say yes.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to hear.
No idea, but this sounds good.
I don't know. This is one of those things to me, though, that the price and the sound's good. It doesn't sound great.
Yeah,
might be an issue. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where they're super happy that people are talking about their stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. They definitely have. They were at Knowledge Fest. They've been at all the Knowledge Fest. They've had stuff on display.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. A couple of dealers have their subwoofers. It's definitely going to be for a very specific client.
For sure.
So this piece will launch later this year, at least the next couple months. So, yeah. So in there again, we got because there's a lot of market for those.
Right.
Yeah. Those cars are just we're holding them back. But no, we'll see. There again, it's a neat idea. We'll see how it works. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's anything to it.
Yeah.
Time will tell. That's always the case with these things. Time will tell. And then bombshell drops yesterday. MSC appoints industry veteran. For those of you guys that don't know, this is our good friend of the show and of us. This is Jeff Smith. He's been on the show dozens of times. Known him for years. Close friend. He is no longer going to be appointed by AMP Global, which is formerly AMP Global, now known as Stinger. He's retired. Today is his last day. He's dipping. He's like, sorry about that. Anyways, he's calling it a day. He's getting out. He's going to go work for MSC. Now, for those of you that don't know what MSC is the distributor here, or not really just company representatives for Helix, Brax, and Match line of products, which is fine. There again, he's the tech support I'd call anytime we do one of those and I'd have a problem anyways. So it's kind of funny that that's where he's going to work. He was a big fan of those particular products. So it's kind of a natural match for him to do that. Yeah. He'll be doing tons of trainings, traveling all around the country as he did before. Now, MSC does have a headquarters in Tempe or Phoenix, Arizona. Somewhere close to Mobile Solutions in Rockford and all those guys, where they ship people in and ship people out, teaching them how to use the products. We've actually been there before. We've been to their other one. They just actually have a new one. It's interesting. It'll be fun to see how that all works out. That'd
be cool, right?
I'm happy for him. I really am happy for him. I'm sad to see him go, but I said to him yesterday, he was in the shop yesterday because he's just finishing up his last moments at Stinger, which of course is right down the street. I said, I'm sad because we won't get to see as much. And he's like, don't worry, I'll be in town a lot. And I was like, okay, because it's like, damn, man, he's kind of like one of the things on the wall. We like to keep him around and have him in and bring him in to talk to you guys. So one nice thing is that because he's moving off to them, they have a much deeper DSP product. So we'll be able to get in do DSP talk, and we get to talk about the Helix. So like that'll be fun.
It's awesome.
So So is MSC basically Orca?
No.
Yes. No, it is. It's actually the same thing. What do you mean no?
Okay. Why?
What do you mean? No, he's saying the way Orca functions, they bring in Moscone, they bring in Glade, and they bring in Focal. MSC is the exact same thing. They bring in, so don't say no until you understand the question. Yeah. So yes, it is the same thing. Electromedia, there again, these are foreign companies, mostly European, and so in this case German. And so, yes, they bring in a bunch of products, and they are the Americanized version of them. Everything actually works that way. So, like when we say Kenwood, we automatically assume it's Japanese. It's not. It's actually Kenwood America. It's a totally different company than the Japanese company, although that's all they can sell for the most part, except for Canada. Canada can do whatever they want, apparently. So, yeah, but that's how this all works. But yes, MSC is essentially this same basic idea as that. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. It'll be great. You know, yesterday we were talking with a lot of people that were like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy," and it's like some of you guys have had the honor of going to one of his classes. You're like, definitely by far. I think it's like if they had a Best Trainer of the Year award, like I think that would go to Jeff.
100%.
Like,
yeah,
almost every year. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
He does have a way, if you ever get the opportunity to go to a class that he is teaching, it's 100%. You got to go. It doesn't matter what brand he's talking about, because he has a way of manipulating the conversation to where it all lines up in a nice little nice flow.
All the classes that I've been to with different manufacturers, definitely Jeff is the one that actually involves you into the product and make you understand. Well,
it also he like when I create my class, I try to channel my inner Jeff, because Jeff's classes tell a story. He puts a lot of emphasis. He and I have talked a lot about putting together a class, especially when I started out, because I needed help. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And he sold me cereal.
Yeah, there you go. See,
he just has a way of covering a topic or a product that is like no one else. I mean, I remember sitting in his class when the High 10 and the Elevate came out, and some of the best. There again, I was getting something different out of it than everybody else was. I was paying attention to his delivery and the way his talking points and how he was representing them, whereas everyone else was just taking it as an educational class. And he just has a way of getting a topic out to people that is very understandable, very cohesive, very like all the pieces make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
And he can handle an audience like nobody else. Like, who makes those circuit boards? Phoenix Gold. But yeah, no, it'll be great. He has a huge training schedule backed up already for MSC, so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I hope finally we get to go out to a Helix training, but I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, no, congratulations, Jeff. This is a big move for him. We're all super excited. I can't wait to just see what the future has.
Yeah.
Sad, but happy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for him. Yeah. So anyways, believe it or not, that is the news, my friends. That's what we have. We're pretty So I'm like, I need to send him some cookies. Yeah, celebratory cookies or celebratory Post Raisin Brand. I still don't get that one. But anyways, that's what we have for you. Hey guys, it is Friday, which means a lot of you are just counting the minutes, the hours until the day is over, unless you're fro, in which case you're just rolling out of bed going, oh God, it's the whole day. But if you'd like to watch tomorrow, you can ask your questions and have a good time. Tomorrow's a Saturday show at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be taking your questions and doing all the fun and excitement that we typically do on a Saturday. Monday's show, we're going to do a Knowledge Fest recap. We're going to kind of spend a couple minutes talking about some of the cool things that we saw. We took a bunch of pictures while we were there, and we took pictures of some of the cool things that we want to share with you that you might like. And that's really it as far as that goes. So normal shows. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, where you can see all the fun stuff that's happening in the Bay. SC400 will hopefully get out of here. Probably not today, but definitely tomorrow, because I'm tired of looking at it. We're minutes away from being done. So Paul's son will have his stereo in his car, but then the car goes back to the mechanic to figure out what's wrong with it now. Yay. That's what we got for you guys. This has been the news. You're now news. You now know. Hey, and if you are friends with Jeff Smith, or you know him, hey, send him a congratulations, Jeff. Good job. all that fun stuff on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you see him, because hey, he's one of the guys that makes this show possible. So we want to support him in everything that he does.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. Boom. And like that, we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.